ready? Go ready.
Give an update.
Not a big fan of this. Not a big fan of this. We are sideways. Well, that was bad. I'll leave it at that. As you guys can see, we are not in Greenland right now. We were, what exactly happened? Like, what would you even say?
Oh, well, we're back where we started, that's for sure.
Yeah, this, we don't know where we're gonna go from here. We'll, I'll give you guys a better update once we're inside, but, yeah, what essentially happened is we were circling Greenland. We were about to land this tiny town. Like, the houses looked crazy. They were like at a 45-degree angle, just a giant mountain range, and, I guess the fog was too low and there was too many mountains, and, the pilot just basically bailed. Like, there was at one point that our plane was at like a 45-degree angle, like our stomachs were turned, we like almost puked. I was really sketched out. And then basically said we're going back to Reykjavik, going back to Iceland because we can't land. That's where we're at right now. So we were supposed to spend 5 days in Greenland and come back the 8th. It's all completely up in the air at this point. We also met one of our guides on the plane and talked to him a little bit. Our spirits are deflated, but we did talk to the guide, and the shark fishing sounds awesome, but we might not get over there and do it. So here we are in Reykjavik, and we tried flying here to Kulusuk, but could not, so we popped a Yui and came back. This is my first time ever filming on an iPhone, actually. We got Brian, the cameraman, and John. What's up, guys? It was actually his idea for me to film this on the iPhone because got back to our hotel. We took like a really long nap. It was one of those naps where I woke up like incredibly confused, like didn't know what time it was, where we were. Then we decided we should go to dinner. John picked this restaurant, and I didn't realize he would take us to like the craziest restaurant I've ever been to in my entire life. The decor and everything is unbelievable. Those are like brown trout or like salmon skins. The walls here are like all rock. There's this, and John, would you like to describe to us the bread and butter we were presented with just to start the meal?
I was hoping you would never ask. First of all, I like to consider myself not only a fish and filming connoisseur, but a bread and butter connoisseur as well. Here in Iceland, they don't f*** around. Sorry, you can bleep that out, but they just don't. They really don't screw around. You've got 3 different variations of butter. On my far right here, we have what is left of the lava salt butter. In the middle is skyr butter, which is like their cream in Iceland. Yeah, skyr, you'll see skyr all over the place. And then on the far left, we've got salt, or sea salt butter. And all 3 are bang up and dynamite. I think my favorite though is, hands down, undoubtedly, the lava butter.
It has to be the lava salted butter. This bread that was served on a lava rock was probably the best I've ever had. These cocktails I'm sure are great, but well, what did we get exactly? You just kind of got 3 plates. One was grilled reindeer, one is mink whale, and did you get puffin this time? No puffin, and then we just got a regular tenderloin. But this place is insane. They have like horse tenderloin on the menu, puffin Arctic char. It's just crazy. So we're gonna enjoy this bread, and then once the main course comes out, I'll have to bring the iPhone again out for you guys. The image doesn't look that bad, actually, dude. I see where you guys filming this now.
Right?
It's not bad at all.
Oh.
Reindeer, right?
Yeah, reindeer. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Chris, you ready for this? This is gonna be so good.
Oh yeah.
You want me to do the honors?
Go for it.
Sure? So delicious. I can't. That's it. I can't. I'm done. We're staying in Iceland.
Let me get a slice of that. Dude, it's like it's cooked to perfection. Look at that. It's so incredibly tender.
Isn't that good? It's very different, isn't it? It's not gamey.
Dude, that's incredible.
Do you approve? Chris approves.
It's like better than any steak.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It like melts in your mouth.
I know, right? It's so good. Yeah, that's awesome. Alright, you ready?
First Mickey
Cheers.
whale. Cheers.
Whale.
It's interesting.
It's definitely interesting.
It's not bad.
It's salty. It definitely tastes like it comes straight out of the ocean.
I don't know. I don't love it.
I don't love it either. I'm glad we got it though. We tried it. We're gonna eat it.
Yeah, we're gonna eat it. It's not terrible.
No, it's not my favorite.
It's no reindeer.
Compared to the reindeer.
I was on an airplane the other day and I lost my virginity. Yeah, thank you. But the airline contacted me, they found that they will be returning it to me soon. It was a joke. Because you know, airlines, they lose things. You get it? You get it? That was a funny joke, right? Too bad you weren't listening. You missed it. He who hesitates masturbates.
So I have not filmed too much tonight because I was a dingus, didn't bring a camera like Bryant did, but we had an amazing dinner and then we spent like the last 2 hours. Let me focus real quick. The Icelandic Craft Bar.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name?
I forget his actual name, but it.
Basically, I'll just stop you there because I'm sure you guys will watch John's video. He has way more of tonight, and it was actually amazing because he's been filming way more of it. It's been so much fun. Iceland, the nightlife here is really cool. The people here are amazing.
Wait, look at this crowd coming in. You gotta film this crowd.
They were like fucking hitting on me so hard. Are you guys done? Can we go?
No, you're good. You got
Yeah,
this.
you're good.
Hey, man, thanks.
Hey, have a good one. Take care.
You got me? Oh, okay.
100%.
Does she wait? Does she think she's gonna? Get him! Get him!
Thank you.
This is amazing, dude. Iceland is so photogenic. Even the people.
Get it, Bryant.
Poor Bryant. Yeah, it's gonna be around 10,000.
That's worth 1 million.
It's worth 1 million. Buddy's getting it.
Yeah. But this is what happens when you walk around with a camera in Iceland. You just get stopped. This is why I brought Bryant, and I'm not filming right now, so I'm out of the clear.
And this is why I just have a cell phone because it's totally.
Look at the whole town squares.
Fishing.
Long story short, our next flight to Greenland is about to take off. We got to the airport literally 20 minutes before the departure. We are the only ones in the airport. The plane is already boarded. Reykjavik got the best of us last night, but there's the plane. I think we made it. We're beginning our descent. I have no idea what it's going to look like this time.
There's the airstrip. There.
That's insane. That tiny little strip, that's the airstrip where we're supposed to land here in
again with more information and arrival time in Reykjavik. Thank you.
That's quite the feeling right there. Just got on the intercom. No Greenland again. So what's the problem? Like the fog?
I think it will be very difficult.
Now
you're losing another day. You have to study the weather forecast because Thursday looked bad.
Look bad?
Yeah. So you'll be stuck in Greenland.
Yeah. So what was the problem? Was it snow or fog?
It was snow.
Snow?
Snowing.
Oh, it was snowing?
Yeah. You could, he had turned the plane, and here was the settlement, and right behind was the landing strip.
I saw the landing strip, yeah.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it. The houses were covered in like feet of snow.
Yeah.
So it was the snow that could be... Yeah. I mean, obviously you'd rather not push it.
Yeah.
I'll go back there. Alright. Well, snow was the deal. Too much snow. We just took a 2-hour flight here, and now we have to take a 2-hour flight back. I don't really have anything to say. I've been in Europe for 8 days now, solely to go to Greenland for this. Like this was a really hard decision for myself. Like to go to Europe a lot of the time alone, to spend just an incredible amount of money to experience a once-in-a-lifetime thing, to come to Greenland, and it's looking right now that that was all for a waste. Like actually, it's not even looking; it is all for a waste because we're not going. Got any ideas?
Got a few.
We're gonna have to talk to Lars.
Yeah, I feel like you'll have a lot of nothing to say.
To say we're defeated is an understatement right now. This is a new feeling to me. Here's the situation right now. We got put up by the airline in the hotel again like we did yesterday. Basically, if the flight gets canceled on you, they give you a free taxi ride, a free hotel room. This room came with an awesome view. And right now, Johns, who are you calling?
Calling our guy on the other side.
Calling the guy that's in Greenland that kind of has been one of the guys coordinating this trip. And what are you telling him again?
The bad news.
Here we are, guys, in Keflavik International Airport in Reykjavik, Iceland. I'm really not, like, do you even remember last time we were filming?
It was when we got the bad news yesterday.
Okay, so yesterday you saw the bad news. We could not make it to Kalusuk. We were in very poor spirits. We thought that our trip was pretty much over, but then we got a new gust, a new wind of hope, because there was another flight that was potentially coming out this morning. Yesterday, all we did was we got our news, we went back to the hotel, we did a little more research because it hurts that we were just denied. We were so close, we were going over there, we were looking up Lars, our guide, on Facebook, saw like a bunch of amazing pictures. Basically, we got re-hyped to go. We were going to give it one last try this morning, and then we got the text at like 9:30 that said, yeah, no flights to Kalusuk, and so here we are now, flying home to Chicago after one big bust of Greenland. We learned a lot, we got to see a lot of amazing things, but unfortunately now it is time to go home. I don't want to wrap this trip up on such like a negative note. I feel like the last few parts of this video have just been nothing but like negative plot lines, and that's pretty much what the last couple days have been. However, I do want to wrap this trip up a little more and give you guys a little more perspective of what I'm feeling about this situation and my whole last like 9 days to Europe in general. How do you guys like those turtlenecks? Real 10 out of 10 fit, right? John and I bought those in the last video at that little gift shop in Iceland. Those were specifically for an Instagram picture, but it turned out great nonetheless. I just finished editing this video, and that video was just as all over the place as those like 3 days were. I think it was 3 days. Yeah, it was just an incredible blur of... I don't want to say it was all depressing, because... Let's be real, we failed in our mission. In the year and a half that I've been filming these YouTube videos, I have never had a trip just totally not happen. John too, like he's had plenty of trips not go well. John and I both not go well. Like he's been, I think, to Africa and not caught tigerfish and stuff, but on those trips he still got to experience Africa, still got to go, he still got to try basically, and for 3 days in a row we tried our hardest and it just didn't happen. We couldn't even get the opportunity to try to catch these sharks. I mean, we sacrificed so much time, money, like effort, And to be denied 3 days in a row like that was a very terrible feeling. But in this situation, in any situation in life when things don't go to plan, the best thing you can do is try to learn as much as you can from the experience and move on. We still had a great time considering the conditions and everything that happened in those last couple days. We learned a ton about Greenland. We met our guide Lars. We're definitely going to come back for revenge on these sharks. But I mean, now we know that in Kalusic Airport, there's a good chance you're not going to be able to fly into, that you need multiple days because of the weather and the mountains, everything. It just is not an easy airport to fly into. The airstrip is like gravel and maybe 400 meters long. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's 500, but it is a very short airstrip in the mountains of Greenland and is gravel. So that should tell you enough of how difficult it is to land there. My entire 8 or 9 days in Europe were specifically to go there and catch the Greenland sharks, but it didn't happen. I still had a phenomenal time in Europe because I'm just a kid from Chicago that I've traveled a lot domestically around the United States, but that's nothing once you get abroad. You know, my parents had never like went abroad overseas to Europe or anything like that. I highly, highly, highly suggest if you have the opportunity, whether it be college or anything like that, to study abroad, just go abroad and experience it. I would definitely recommend. I can promise you there's way more amazing things in the world than what's happening right now in the United States. It's not to downplay the US, but the whole world is amazing and should be experienced if you can. I'm going to definitely take a lot more international trips, but for right now, my wallet is hurting badly. Europe, Iceland especially, is a very expensive place. So for right now, I'm going to go down south and I'm going to chase the greenfish, you know, do what a lot of you guys have subscribed to my channel for, which is good fishing content. Haven't had the best fishing luck the last couple weeks in freezing cold Chicago and over there in Amsterdam, but it is going to change. I'm going to be driving south soon, so that's what's coming up. I just wanted to reiterate that even though so many bad things happened on this trip, that you got to stay positive. John and I stayed positive. We learned what we could, and we're excited for our next opportunity. A big thank you to each and every one of you for giving me your time and watching this video. Stay tuned for awesome green carp videos down south. Bass fishing.